Getting an MBA is an expensive investment, as most top MBA programs cost over $200,000 all in. Especially when you consider that you need to pay for additional other expenses like room and board, food, utility bills, extras like mandatory travel that is common with MBA students, and general entertainment like parties, international travel, and so on. Then of course your opportunity cost, being lost earnings as you step out of the workforce for 1 to 2 years. The good news though, financing your MBA degree doesn't have to be so difficult, since there are a couple of options and innovative payment methods. So I'm not going to talk about financing your MBA through personal savings because, well, that's a no-brainer. I want to give you some insights on outside options. And with that said, here are 15 ways to finance your graduate business degree. There are literally hundreds of scholarships available across MBA programs, whether full or partial. The best business schools want to attract the best candidates by offering huge discounts or even full-ride scholarships. Scholarships are based on previous educational achievements, GMAT or GRE scores, and what the student is likely to contribute to the incoming class. Maybe you don't meet some of the criteria, but you are an Olympian, or you won an Emmy or a Grammy in the past, or something else that is so special that the school wants to give you a scholarship to attract you to its program. And yes, such people will be in your class. There are also country-specific scholarships and external scholarships based on specific requirements or demographics. I will name a few in the description below. Scholarships for all. Some business schools are looking at innovative ways to attract top talent and to make the MBA more inclusive. A scholarships for all mindset allows business schools to build a diverse class of MBA students. At some business schools, you are automatically considered to a scholarship when you apply, so there is nothing to do on your end. If the school believes you are qualified enough, they will tell you about the scholarship. Loan forgiveness programs. A number of top MBA programs offer their own loan forgiveness programs for graduates who enter public service after graduating. That allows students who work for nonprofits to write off loan payments. The first school to start such a program was Yale School of Management back in 1986. The program essentially helps graduates follow their passions for public policy, social justice, and community activism by pursuing career opportunities in the public and nonprofit sectors without the burden of student loan payments. Their program gives you the extra cushion you need to take financial risk and follow your dream. MBA student loans. There are different options available for student loans depending on your region. For international students, especially from regions where funding options are scarce, Prodigy Finance is one great option. I used them in the past. There are many parts of the world where international student loans are not common, or countries in Asia and Latin America with banks who may lend to students to study abroad, but at extremely high rates and only with collateral. So look out for these student loan providers. Scholarships for certain ethnicities. There are also scholarships that are specific to ethnicity. Stanford has an MBA fellowship program which provides a full scholarship for up to 5 Indian students who want to obtain an MBA at Graduate School of Business. African American and Hispanic MBA applicants can seek grants through the National Black MBA Association and National Society of Hispanic MBAs. Company/employer sponsorship. Several companies offer MBA sponsorship as part of their benefit structure. There may be even funds set aside for this purpose. Especially consulting firms, some financial services firms, and a couple of multinational companies offer sponsorships to their employees. Candidates from companies that have not sponsored MBAs in the past will have to work harder to motivate the idea and to justify the investment. And then it's up to the employee to ask for sponsorship. Bear in mind, this usually involves some type of contract or obligation, such as remaining at the firm or returning to the company after degree completion. You might also want to check out EMBA programs. Some schools offer executive level business degree programs for mid-career students, which can be very attractive to employers who want to nurture leadership in their most promising employees. Candidates earning their MBA through the sponsorship of their employer normally stay for a certain period of time after earning the degree, or pay back the tuition costs to their employer. One of my classmates at ESA was sponsored and left without reimbursing his employer. So for some companies, it is okay if you leave immediately after your MBA. They simply write off the cost. Business school fellowships. A few business schools offer generous fellowship awards. These awards are similar to scholarships since this is grant money that doesn't need to be repaid. Harvard Business School, for example, offers need-based fellowships to roughly 50% of each class. According to the school's website, the average HBS fellowship is around $40,000 a year or $80,000 total. At some schools, a fellowship might also mean that you would have to work 10 to 20 hours per week for a professor as you get the fellowship. Federal student loans. Watch out. This pertains to US students only. At least 2 federal student loan options are available each academic year for US students. The federal direct unsubsidized loan and the Grad Plus loan. The direct loan is limited to $20,500 per year, while the Grad Plus is available for the cost of attendance minus the total of all other forms of financial assistance. Typically, the interest rates on these loans are higher than the rates offered to undergraduates. I don't want to talk too much about interest rates because they're always moving up or down, but expect something between 5 to 7% at the time of this video. Industry scholarships. MBA students looking at external scholarships should consider exploring niche awards such as those related to a specific business field. So if you're interested in taxation, research what types of scholarships are available for people looking to pursue a taxation degree. Generally, I would advise you to look for scholarships in the industry you're trying to target after your MBA. There are industry associations that oftentimes offer plenty of such scholarships, and the application process is pretty straightforward. You apply with an essay and explain whatever you're asked for, and if you're lucky, you get a scholarship. The amount of these scholarships can vary from $2,000 and up. Private student loans. Private lenders can provide customized options such as loans at a variable or fixed rate. These loans consider an applicant's credit score and may have lower interest rates than federal loans. Some lenders offer specialized MBA loans, including Citizens Bank and Common Bond. Unlike federal loans, you can apply for private student loans through a lending company rather than your school's financial aid office. There are plenty of private loans available and they come in fixed or variable rates, but unlike federal loans, private loan rates are different for each lender and applicant. The interest rate you'll receive on a private student loan will be determined by your credit history and for some lenders, your employment, income, and savings. Graduate assistantships. Working as a graduate assistant while enrolled in an MBA program is another way to pay for business school. Grad assistants typically work alongside faculty or administrators in research roles or in educational activities. These positions are generally only offered to full-time graduate students with limited work experience and are awarded for merit. Also, the number of assistantships a school offers is often limited. And yes, it is very similar to a fellowship. Individual retirement accounts. This also pertains only to US students, but you might have something similar in your home country. According to IRS guidelines, those who make an early withdrawal from an individual retirement account or IRA for qualified education expense are exempt from the 10% penalty. Attending a business school qualifies for this exemption, but account holders who make an early withdrawal will still face income tax on those funds. Special government grants. A few federal government programs can help a student pay for an advanced business degree overseas, such as the Fulbright Business Grant. For example, Fulbright Scholarship Awards for business grad students can subsidize MBA studies in countries such as Finland, Mexico, Spain, and Taiwan. I got my MBA from ESA in Spain, and there were a couple of US students who were on the Fulbright Business Grant. Making your case to MBA financial aid officers. An MBA applicant who chats with a business school financial aid officer is more likely to receive a generous grant than an anonymous applicant whose school officials are less likely with. During such a talk, you should emphasize your interest in a particular business school and be upfront about financial constraints. And it's very important to have these meetings in person as they are more likely to yield results. It especially works for US schools. I know a lot of people who negotiated a higher scholarship, for example. Oftentimes, all you need to do is ask. Asking a business school for support as soon as possible. The longer an MBA applicant waits to submit a request for financial aid, the lower his or her odds of success, since there is typically more cash available at the beginning of an admissions round than at the end. Some business schools have a limited pool of money to draw from that is designated for a particular application round. Now, I've given you 15 ways to finance your MBA program, and I'm sure there are some additional ways, such as the 529 College Savings Fund, but I tried to capture and present the most obvious ones. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section below. After all, your decision to pursue an MBA and your choice of school and location may be affected by the funding options available and the return on investment. Make sure you consider all your options to make the best decision. Question of the day: do you have other tips that I have not mentioned in this video? Let me know in the comment section below. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. Also, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. Hit the notification bell if you want to be updated automatically. My name is Adrian. Stay safe and see you next time.